Alright, we're on page 149 of this manual transaxle, getting this transmission off. I already coated this bolt with WD-40, the one that holds the bracket for the lower control cable bracket. So yep, and there's one mount, and there's the second one. I believe the transmission has that one as well, or not the transmission, the engine, sorry. And I don't see another one for the engine. I could be wrong though. Unless it's sharing the same. Unless it's sharing the same mounting, which could be a possibility. But yeah, I mean, so far I got up to here. I already disconnected everything, all these cables and brackets. I'm just following this manual repair book. I really don't know what any of these stuff are, but I'm just making sure, being careful. I already marked, you know, before I took this guy off. It's right here with all that grease inside of it. Before my eye, something fell in my eye. Before I took it off, I already marked it where it's supposed to be on there. So yeah, just gotta be careful, guys. Make sure you're marking stuff, and if you don't know what it is, just make sure you're looking at the manual if you don't know what you're doing, like me. Alright, I got that bolt off. I had to use the impact gun, but anyways, got it off. Next is, so we're on this side of the transmission, right, and the engine's right here. So on the side of the engine, we're close to the mounting bracket, or mounting, yeah, this is the mounting bracket or whatever. And then the next bolt is that one right there. Hopefully you can see it. It's the trimmer. Here's the flywheel. But yep, next one is this guy right there. Just in case you can't find it, I mean, these things are in black and white, so it's hard to tell what's what, but you know, this video should help. I hope. Alright, we're currently on 515. Says, oh shoot, I'm too close. Okay. Says remove the rear end plate to transaxle bolts, shown in arrows. So these two, and I found them. So right here, looking at the back of the car, there's the transmission, engines over here, right through there on top of this transaxle on the passenger side. You're gonna see those two. Can I fit my hand through here? You're gonna see these two, and right below that there's this plate. I'm guessing that's what they're talking about, and we're gonna be removing. I know you can't see much, but there's two bolts over here. Let me take a better look. Yep, so there's two bolts, one here and one right here. So we're gonna be removing these, and I guess it's a plate to look inside the transmission, just like the other side. I know I didn't mention it, but I already took it off way before I started this whole project. But you definitely want to take off this inspection plate right here for the flywheel. Just take that one off, and I guess we're taking out another plate on top. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and do this real quick. That was weird. Shut off on its own. I got the starter motor disconnected. The two bolts were right here and another one up there. It's just two bolts, and now it's off, as you can tell. So I got that off, and next it is saying, ouch, you can see right here, it's saying to remove two bolts that holds the fuel tank protector, which I'm thinking it's these two bolts down here, one, and there's probably another one around here. I already took this, well, maybe it's this one right here actually. There's these two bolts. I took this off before because I had to replace the this cable, the e-brake cable. So I'm no stranger to this protector, and I know it's pretty terrible, but I'm gonna just take these two bolts off and then just put them back in, and then, you know, get this to lay down. There might be like some lines that I have to disconnect. I'm not entirely sure, so we'll see. But that's it on that. So I'll see you when I figure it out. Alright, I got the two bolts off, and I got it flapping now. And yeah, before that I got the starter out. I already told y'all guys. And right now I just disconnected the transaxle, or whatever this shit is, CV shaft, I think. It's only what, 2, 4, 6 bolts or nuts, I should say. It's different from the other one. The other one, the driver's side, is pretty different. So you can tell it doesn't have this flat nut or flat screw like the other side. So it only has a nut that you screw on it. And yeah, it's up here. I have it sitting up there. It should be fine once I take out the transmission. It shouldn't really give us problems, but if it does, I'm gonna strap it somehow up there. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now, and I'm gonna continue reading and see what's next. All right, so I disconnected this CV axle. I got one right there and got the other one up there. I got the transmission jack is strapped with the motorcycle jack, and I got the engine jacked up. And right now I'm trying to, it says to loosen all the bolts that connects from the engine to the or from the transmission to the engine. So that's what I'm doing right now. I see one right here. I think I see another one down there. No, I don't. I actually only see one up here. 2 up here, actually. Yeah, just 2 up here, which is kind of crazy. It's only 2 bolts up here. Maybe there's more, but that's all I see for right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get those out. Alright, I got the 2 bolts loosened but not disconnected yet. And while I was working up here, figured out what the book meant by disconnecting the nut, or loosening the nut from the transaxle to the engine. That one right there, you gotta disconnect that one right there. I was right in front of the screen. Just disconnect that one. I can tell it's from the engine side. It's connecting to the transmission side or transaxle. So I think that's the only one left on this side. I still gotta check, but that's all I can see. And after that, I gotta go on the other side. There's probably more, and then I'll move on to the mounting brackets. But yeah, there's that one, and there's probably a couple more, 2 more I would suspect on the other side, or 1 more. Honestly, probably just 1 more. We're almost done, thank God. Been here since, not too, started late. I think I started at like 12 and started like 4:40, about to be 5, so a little over 5 hours, a little under, but I mean, we're getting there. Alright guys, I don't know where I left off last time, but right now I'm actually unbolted everything. Unbolted that bolt down there and the 2 up here. Unbolted those 2. I guess where I left you guys off was where I disconnected this bracket right here. This is the transaxle mount. I unbolted this, and there's one on the other side that's pretty long. I don't think you can see it from here. Where would it be at? Yeah, it's right there. So I don't want to go over there because this engine, I mean this transmission is already like loose, but it's like that thing right there. It has 2 bolts connecting to the frame. Just disconnect those. It's under that plastic thing. That's why we took those off. So just to disconnect those, I already got the bolts down there. Just 2 bolts. I believe they're 14. Disconnect that and disconnect this thing. Make sure you have it in a jack, and make sure you have it strapped so it doesn't fall. And yeah, right now I'm just trying to pry it out. I have a pry bar right here, and I'm gonna get a hammer and kind of leverage it between this exhaust thingy and this bracket and try to push it out one side, and I'm gonna try to see what I can do for the other side. That's probably where I'm gonna get stuck at, because I don't really see any leverages on the other side, but I'll check and tell you if I find something or just figure it out. But yeah, that's about it for this side for this moment. Now I'm gonna struggle. Alright, I got the transmission ready to drop. It was hell. A few pointers for the guys who's at this step ready to drop the transmission. Make sure you see this black bracket right here, and see the 3 screws connecting to it. I would suggest taking that off, or making sure that I don't know if you can see it from here. This that big there it is. That big what's it called? This thing. I think it's for the coolant or something. But that's attached to this bracket, and it was coming down with it. Oh, it turned off. Hold on. So you see that at the end of this bracket up there, you can see like a little like grabber for the water line. Yeah, so it was pulling it. Good thing I caught it before it broke. And also, you do want to take off the driver's side CV shaft or whatever. I had to take it off. It just makes it so much easier. You don't have to worry about it at all. So much more room now. I could just tell it's gonna be a problem. But yeah, I got the transmission out. I can see my flywheel and my pressure plate right there. Yep. And I'm gonna see what's wrong with it, because every time I pressed in the clutch, I'll make a noise. So yep. All right, let's see what this transmission has to say. Looking at this throwout bearing, you can tell marks, sorry, but luckily I didn't ride it too long. It started, I think, the day of I stopped driving it, so it didn't do that much damage. I can just see a little scratches, but that's almost it. I mean, there's nothing much to it. Not a lot of it. I think there's only like 2-3 dark grooves that I see, as much as I can. But I think it's, yeah. And the spindle might be needing some grease too. I'm not sure about that. It doesn't have much play in it, just a little bit. Oop, don't want to move it. But yeah, that's about it for this guy.